Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's video where we got two interesting things we gotta talk about. Number one, I need your help on something really important. I'm hoping I can get some awesome feedback to make something amazing for you guys. And number two, god dang it, I messed up big time. That's gonna be the second part of our video. So let me explain more what I'm trying to get in today's video. Number one, I always like to try to do my best to get the best graphics information out there possible in a concise way that's understandable, especially if people are coming to the game, they aren't familiar with a lot of the intricacies. A way for people to just get in, look at a graphic, like, okay, this makes sense, and it gives me a good understanding of what Galaxy Heroes is like on a power scale. Well, we're definitely due for a team ranking video, and I already have technically the graphic made, but I'm sitting here and thinking, I can make this better. I can get out there and make this team ranking graphic even better than it has been in the past. So, of course, I like to make my life more complicated. I have this idea of trying to make a spreadsheet in which we can try and get a little bit more detail out there for folks. As you can see, this is kind of the rough template I have. So again, we're going to have our usual thing. And the reason why I'm doing it this way as well, I feel like at times it's hard for someone to find a specific team. Like some people like, we're the Imperial Troopers and you can't like control F it or whatever the case may be, command F, control F, whatever, Mac or PC, whatever the issue is there. So number one, spreadsheet to help us find the teams you're looking for. Makes it a little bit easier. Also, you still get the graphics, so you kind of see what the go-to build is. But here's where my problem is. There are so many nuances to Galaxy of Heroes. Should I add maybe additional teams for if you have Commander Tano, you don't have Commander Tano, you have Maul, you don't have Maul, or Sith Eternal. Sith Eternal on offense is vastly different than Sith Eternal on defense, then Sith Eternal in Territory Wars. Star Killer is vastly different in Grand Arena compared to Territory Wars, and on offense, you know, Supreme Leader Kyle Ren's composition could change depending on what you're fighting, what you need. So there's so many nuances and intricacies, and you can kind of see where I'm trying to lay this off, where you're gonna have an offense, defense score. I'm thinking maybe out of 10, so let's just say for the sake of the conversation, to keep things simple, Jedi Master Kenobi's a 10 out of 10 for Grand Arena offense. Lord Vader, I don't know, 1 out of 10. You see, I like to poke that bear. Jokes aside for a moment, you kind of see where I'm getting at. To try to give more of a nuanced score, problem is you can't really make it data analytical driven because all the data we have is mostly driven by Datacrons, which isn't very helpful for a lot of people out there. So I guess what I'm trying to get at, you can kind of see where I'm going with this. You know, maybe we just keep it simple and we just keep doing the graphic. You know, no one's really complained about it, but I really think I could take the core concept, make it a graphic in a way where you can see the team build, still have the categories of, you know, Galactic Legend, Beskar, Kyber, yada, yada, yada. But I think there might be we can maybe get some more nuances in particular games like Grand Arena, Territory Wars. I was thinking of also adding like maybe a PvE section for, you know, maybe the raids, maybe territory battles of sorts. So let me know what you guys would find helpful for this graphic. So hopefully I'll have this out tomorrow in its spreadsheet format and the new and improved. And it's going to also be easier to track the changes as we go from spreadsheet to spreadsheet to spreadsheet. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. What would help you guys out there? There is no perfect ranking system, but I think we can try to get as close as we can. So if you guys can, please take some time in the comments. Leave your own suggestions, read other people's suggestions, leave upvotes on them so I can see what you guys feel is the best way of approaching this. Hopefully it makes sense. I showed this to my Kyber Club VIP members on Discord. They seem to love the idea of turning this into a spreadsheet. And, you know, some gave me suggestions. This is from Rompom, for example. They're thinking maybe do something like this where you kind of split up the team, like what's important and what can you flex in there. It can get complicated. Maybe at the end of the day, we should just keep it simple and just do like the one staple team and that's it, because you can make several variants of Ray for it. There are like 10 different Ray builds out there, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. So feedback is greatly appreciated. Now, part number 2 of this video. God dang, did I screw up in a massive way. So we're gonna talk about the Marauder and something that really bit me in the butt. Now, as you guys know, currently the Marauder is under investigation. It definitely is performing very well, and I hope you guys are able to capitalize on the Marauder big time inside of Galaxy of Heroes with the galactic chase that occurred, because it's helping people get their Leviathan very easily, one-shotting Profunities potentially, and a variety of other stuff. It's a banger ship to have. So there could be changes, and all this is going to be a completely irrelevant conversation, but I want to put this out there because it's important to make sure I kind of update you on key nuances going on with this particular ship that I recognize once I got it to 7 stars. So just to rehash, this is probably not going to affect most of you guys out there, but if you accidentally do what I did, you can really mess up your negotiator fleet big time. And what I'm talking about is the second I took my ship to 7 stars, because I'm a meme embracer, I took my record to Relic 9, which isn't very mean, it's still good, but I actually shot myself in the foot with a Relic 9 record. Having the 7-star Marauder, the speeds got messed up, and look what I had to lock in for Grand Arena. I had to lock in a record that looks like this. I had to take off mods. Secondly, I also had to, so one of my solutions was, okay, instead of having to rip off record mods, why don't I just take Jedi Anakin to Relic 9? It's not a bad relic investment, right? You know, Anakin's, you know, for negotiators, fantastic. Also utilizing Anakin in a Qui-Gon lineup, you know, Jedi lineups. There's a lot of great things. But when I took him to Relic 9, then he became too fast and outran the negotiator. So look what I had to do with my Anakin. I had to yank off mods on him. Oh my gosh, just to make sure I can keep the cool things Marauder can do. So before I even get into battle, be very careful with how you, the Bad Batch aren't the bad team to invest in heavily, but don't over-invest to the point where it's overkill, number one, for Bad Batch. Number two, you might shoot yourself in the foot like me once you have a 7-star Marauder. If you keep your Bad Batch at Relic 5s or, you know, whatever you got for like Lord Vader, for example, try not to take them any farther. So let me show you how my solution fixed my issue, and then I'll show you what happens if I would have kept the mods and walked into Grand Arena. I would have really messed up the counter. I don't know if it's gonna work if I put the mods back on. So here we go. We got a Leviathan on here. This is nothing new, you guys. If you're, you know, keeping up with, you know, the beats of Galaxy Heroes, you'll know the Marauder has been kicking massive butt at low stars too. Shoot, maybe I should have just kept the Marauder at low stars. So let me show you with my mods yanked off Marauder, my mods yanked off Anakin. Let me show you that the counter's working appropriately. But then if I put mods on like you should, the game hates when you de-invest, you know, if that makes any sense, out of characters. But you'll see what happens when I put my mods back on, like you should be doing. So it's very important that the order goes as follows. You need Ahsoka Tano to go first, do to buff the spell. Now, I had to rip off mods off Anakin because if I had the Relic 9 on Anakin with all of his mods, he would always outrun Negotiator because Negotiator only has 193 speed. Anakin gets 194. And that ruins everything because you don't want Anakin going before the Negotiator in this situation. So I'm going to go ahead, gun down the Sith Assassin. Boom, gone. So that works out great, but I'm going to show you it doesn't work out like that if I have my mods on. And then this is important, you want the Marauder to go before Anakin. One of the problems I was finding with my 7-star Marauder, Relic 9 record, with all the mods locked in, all of a sudden the Marauder would always go before Anakin, and that's not ideal because then Anakin doesn't stay under stealth as long. So this is great, Anakin, you're going to do this. Get out there, get him under stealth. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it looks like my order's still completely off. Oh my gosh, this is such a nightmare to deal with. Anakin needs to go before Marauder, not after Marauder, because you get the stealth for 2 turns, and I just completely wasted a turn under stealth. Oh my gosh, now I locked this in for Grand Arena. I thought I fixed it. Yikes, it's kind of a very, I don't think most people are going to fall into this trap by accident. I think it's important to put it out there because I've been telling you guys how great the Marauder is, and it is. But if you are someone that maybe over-invested into the Bad Batch, you might fall into this trap like I did. I think we're going to still pull it off. But like as you're going to notice, Anakin's going to fall out of stealth right now, and we don't quite want that to happen. So we're going to get the Plo out here, put the taunt on Plo, and then we're just going to keep, you know, doing our thing over on the Sith Marauder here. All right, they got Palpatine out, kind of an odd reinforce. It actually kind of helped them out because they almost destroyed. Look at how hard the Marauder hits, by the way. Even with mods ripped off record, it still does pretty darn well. So it's just, again, yeah, let's see, like, as you notice, Anakin should have been under stealth still. He got hit and he shouldn't have been hit. So, I mean, I think we're going to still pull this off. You guys pretty much know the drill at this point and how this operates. But again, look, Anakin should be under stealth. Luckily, we're going to get him back under stealth here. There we go. Got him under stealth. He needs to stay under stealth the entirety of this battle here. Let's go do that. Let's go see if we can get a, all right, we got a buff here. I was hoping for some healing immunity. My gosh, the Marauder is amazing. So as you can see, I basically, you know, they're gonna probably, yeah, there we go, Mark 6. I dismantled this fleet, and that's what you'll be seeing. For most of you guys out there, this is basically what you're gonna see. But let me show you now the key difference. Right now, you're like, what's wrong, Otto? You're gonna see what happens the second I put mods back on. Now, this is actually kind of a nice quick lesson for those that don't understand how ship speeds are affected. It's completely backwards in this game of how you expect it to be. But as you throw on mods, no matter what mods they are, they can be mismatched mods, depending on what 5 or 6 dots you have. It doesn't matter. People think if you put fast mods on the character, the ship's gonna be fast. That's not the case. It's a long-winded conversation, but nonetheless, let me keep this simple. So right now, 192 with the freaking Relic 9 Anakin. It's like, man, I'm kind of mad I put the Relic 9 on Anakin. It made my life so much harder. So we're at 192 to make sure Negotiator goes first, because Negotiator, let's show how this goes. Man, it's you either love or hate disgusting ships. I'm sorry if I'm boring you, but it's important because everyone's kind of on the Marauder hype. Negotiator is 193, Relic 9. He's got all the 6-dot mods. So that's great. The problem is Anakin at Relic 9 with all the mods. Maybe I'll figure out a way to still make it work, because it's really dumb to have mods ripped off. But let's go ahead, throw the mods on Anakin, and you'll see he's going to jump up to 194, which is the cap of his ship speed. So again, it really doesn't matter what speeds are on the mods. It has no impact on the mods themselves. I think I have, they should be unassigned here somewhere. There we go. So like, I'm not adding 24 speed to the ship, if that makes sense. There we go. We're not adding 32 speed to the ship. It's just going to add, what is it, two extra speed. There's like a formula for every ship and how much it scales depending on how many relic levels you have, how many mod upgrades you have, whether it's a 5 or 6 dot mod. Let's go back to the ship now. Now the ship is 194. So now the problem is my Anakin's always going to outrun the Negotiator. That's not good. But now let's get the mods back on Wrecker. I did a few things. Actually, I think I ripped off some mods on Tech. I ripped off mods on Wrecker. Let's go throw them back on real quick. Let's go just do the unassigned. I know they're just a bunch of health mods of some sort. Let's go ahead, throw that on. Let's throw that on. Throw that on. Again, it doesn't really matter. There we go. And yeah, sure, defense. Okay. All right. So now let me go make sure I put my mods back on Tech, because I know I messed his mods up a little bit to get the speeds right in this scenario. So let's go ahead. This was a simple fix. I'll just put his 6-dot mod back on him, and we're gonna get the full potential of the ship basically here. There we go. I think that was the mod I had on him. Okay. So here's the problem that we're facing. Actually, do I have 6-dot mods on Hunter? Let me see real quick. All right, we do have 6-dot mods on him too, but here's the problem now. It's 179, but remember, with the this unique ability, or the crew ability, you get 15 speed. So the issue that we have now is that Anakin and Marauder, they're tied in speed. And again, you want Anakin to go before Marauder. But the problem is as well, they're both faster than Negotiator. So watch how vastly different this counter operates. This went from a very simple thing, and it's all of a sudden very complicated. And it's because I upped the star level and I have 2 high relics on the Marauder, which is really going to shoot me in the foot here. So luckily I have the mods ripped off for Grand Arena. Luckily Wrecker's not that important for 3v3, and Anakin's very usable in 3v3 for the character side of things with missing mods on it. But it sucks I'm in this situation to begin with. It's just a funny one. No one really expected this is how it's going to work. All right, so now watch the turn order. Look how bad this is. This is the literally worst order ever. Ahsoka's going first, which is great. Marauder's going before Anakin, and they're both going before Negotiator. No, it's supposed to be Ahsoka, Negotiator, Anakin, Marauder. So watch what happens. Watch what happens. So I did a buff spell, which is great. But here's the problem. I gotta like waste my hits here. I'll just show you what happens. So you think, all right, I'll just, hit the Sith Assassin. No, the problem is now you got the taunt to deal with. The whole point of this trick is to get around the Marauder and instant nuke turn 1, like you just saw previously in many other videos I've showcased this in. Like, what am I supposed to do? I guess do that now, but like, this is totally like 100% worse. This is not even close. This is gonna be, we're gonna get absolutely dunked on. It's a very specific thing that got absolutely messed up because of my 7-star, because of my Relic 9, and because of the 6-dot mods. And I had to, God, yeah, the Relic 9 Anakin really messed me up. But you see, this is like, we're gonna lose this. The Sith Assassin should have been dead a long time ago. Now you could, maybe, let's say again, you're just wasting a lot of opening hits, but maybe here's what we could do. If you are someone in a situation like this, the first few hits, just make sure you hit the Sith Bomber. Don't mess with anyone else until Kenobi comes in. It just really blows, because you want Anakin's first play to be the buff immunity and healing immunity, AoE, but if you do the AoE, the taunt's gonna pop up. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. So we're gonna maybe pop that over here, and then again, you can't do that. Again, the turn order's messed up. So we're gonna just stick to the usual drill, get him under stealth, I can't do that or else the taunt's gonna pop up unless I get lucky and get a buff me, but that's, you know, hit or miss. So we're gonna do basic there. All right, so let's see if we can just do this now. All right, so cool. We can still nuke them, but again, less than ideal opening play. You wanted Anakin to get all of his special abilities out. You know, I guess we just got to push until later. So I guess now we do that. There we go. Now we got the buff immunity, healing immunity. We're going to go ahead, get the buffs on him. But look, he already lost all of his stealth. This is way too fast. And that's why I thought maybe making Anakin Relic 9 would help him outrun the Marauder, which it does. But then you run into the Negotiator problem. But he's out of stealth. This is why it's bad having Marauder go before Anakin. Because now the risk is my Anakin can get absolutely dunked on. So hopefully we get him back under stealth here soon. We're going to get Plo out here to try to help us out. So let's get him out. Pop the self-taunt on him. There we go. He's got the taunt there. Nicely done. Okay, now we got the Popmobile coming out. Doing that. Getting up 100,000 now because the Marauder is amazing. I guess that's the good thing about it. The Marauder is really darn good. All right, cool. We got the stable bulwark in. Okay. It's actually kind of working right now. So let's go drop the unending loyalty everywhere. Good stuff. All right, no more reinforcements. Not like we needed them anyways. Get Anakin back under stealth. But again, he's losing out on it. Like it's a 2-turn stealth, but now I just turned it practically into a 1-turn stealth because of how this turn order is operating. Here we go. We're going to do a little buff this spell here. All right, Plo down for the count. And let's go ahead, get this over here on Anakin. Okay. My gosh, the damage on Marauder is nuts. So I guess in the middle of me trying to explain the problem here, I guess I'm kind of finding a slight solution to it. The turn order is less than ideal, but the good news is it's still kind of working, I guess. You know, still kind of working. Looks like I actually might be able to one-shot this here. Maybe. I mean, again, it doesn't really matter. At this point, we already... Oh, actually, crap. You know what? I'm glad I sat here and talked this through with you guys because I kind of figured out a solution there. So I guess this is why I love chatting with you guys, because as I'm talking stuff, I kind of like figure out a solution. So there you go. I guess maybe I don't have to maybe worry about doing what I did for Grand Arena, because I locked in the stupidest mods in Grand Arena as I showed you. So I guess basically to recap one more time, I'm not going to try to take up too much of your guys' time because I know ships isn't the most engaging thing, but you know, ships determine a lot of territory war wins, Grand Arena wins. So let me just, I guess, emphasize that the opening play, it's not as ideal as it was before, but on the upside, the buff immunity and healing immunity could come in later, where it's probably more ideal when the Sith Marauder is almost dead. So the opening play is the same. The one thing, wow, look at Anakin jump the line. That's, again, this is ideal. So maybe there's a way just to make sure these two don't fight over each other and just always get Anakin to go before the Marauder at the minimum. All right, Anakin's themselves. Now I get the full true 2 turns that we have going here. There we go. Now we can do this. And that's where all that Relic 9 stuff basically guarantees that gets knocked off. Again, you don't need the Relic 9 and all these guys, but it makes it a lot easier. That's for sure. All right, they're coming in here. All right, and now we can do the AoE. And, you know, maybe it's more ideal to get the buff immunity, healing immunity here when they're closer to being defeated, you know, because you want to really try to get the Marauder to lose stable bulwark while they have the healing immunity on them. So that way they can't get the full health benefits. All right, self-taunt over here. Okay, who do we got in this lineup? All right, they brought the Mark 6 a little too early. That's fine. Let's go do basic over here. Basic over there. Nicely done. Healing immunity prevented all the great stuff that they would get. Boom. It's gone. Okay. And then on the loyalty over here. Good. And okay, no more reinforcements. Again, this is all right. You know what? This is actually a lot better than I was worried about. Anakin back under stealth. This is good. You always want to kind of time it out this way. All right, do to buff this spell. And basically, I think that's GG's right there, my friend. So we'll just throw that over here on Anakin. And just, you know what? Get some of this. And boom, look at that. All right. Okay. Well, I still think the point is important to make, because I would hate for someone who's maybe investing more in the Bad Batch and they want to go really above and beyond. They're like, wait, what the heck? This isn't matching the previous videos that Arnold showed me. The guy's scamming me. So I just want to think it's important to put it out there that it does alter in important ways when you have higher relics. But at least as I showed here today, as I kind of figured it out, as I'm talking through it, you can still make it work even without it. But just in case you're in that situation, I think it's going to be a very small group of people that have a Relic 9 record. God, I wholeheartedly, instantly regret the Relic 9 Anakin. It's like, oh, I'll just Relic 9 Anakin, so it's faster than Marauder. Not quite, but even with those unintended mistakes, the counter still works very well. You just gotta adapt or die, as they say. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. Please, again, leave your feedback down below so we can try to make as amazing of a resource as we can for team rankings. Maybe if it's not fixed, not broken, don't fix it. You know, we'll see how you guys feel down below. And hopefully this was helpful on a little update of Marauder. And, you know, I thought it was a mistake, but it actually turned out to be kind of okay. Anyways, guys, I love it. You guys are the best. And always remember that it's great to be in the Empire today.